You may know her from Autism Mothers TV. You may know her from the Autism Media Channel. You might know her from the Autism File, but if you haven't met her before, I'm thrilled to be able to introduce her to you, Tommey. Polly, are you with us?
I am with you.
There she is. You look lovely. You always look lovely. And so thrilled to have you here. I want, for people who aren't familiar to you, to know a little bit about your story, because you are an autism mom, correct?
I am very much an autism mum, yeah. My son is about to be 16 years old, so we've been at it for a bit.
And he is a handsome young man, too.
Thank you. He is a handsome, and you know what's so lovely? It's his first time here in America, and he's getting so many compliments from people. He's just loving it. You're so polite over here compared to England.
Oh, that's so interesting, because everybody talks about Americans and how rude and abrupt we are.
No,
okay.
Not at all. We're loving it. We're absolutely loving it. So
well,
he's really enjoying his time here.
Good to hear. And so, Polly, he's not your only child, though, right?
No, I have 3 children. I have Bella, who some people might have heard of her campaigning work. She's done really well. She's been invited by the Prime Minister to be part of his new big society, and this is all for her campaign, which is Give Autism a Chance. So she's doing really well getting out there and campaigning. We need this younger generation to come forward. We need them badly.
Absolutely. But how did autism come to be at your house? How old was Billy when he was diagnosed, and how long did it take you to get him diagnosed?
Well, Billy was developed absolutely beautifully. He, at around 14 months, really became very, very, very sick. And by 18 months, he couldn't answer to his name, had no idea, head banging, really, really, really very severe little boy with a lot of issues. So we knew that there was something very badly wrong with him at 18 months. And he got his diagnosis fairly quickly at 2 years, because it was just the postman could have diagnosed him. It was that bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not really familiar with how things work in the UK, but so once you had a diagnosis, was there a clear path for you to take at that time of what to do to help him?
No, I mean, this is 14 years ago when he got his diagnosis. There was literally nothing. We'd never heard of any conferences. We couldn't get any help. So what we did at the time, my husband was a fitness trainer, literally would train famous people. He trained Anthony Hopkins, The Silence of the Lambs. He was, one of those literally fitness trainers. And one of the people that he was training owned the television station out there. We had only 3 major television stations at that time. And he said, why don't you do a television program talking about Billy's autism, and you might get some help. So we thought about it long and hard, and we did it. But the problem was we didn't get any help. We got inundated from parents saying, can you help us?
Right.
So that's when we knew we weren't on our own, but there was literally nothing out there.
And so is that when you decided to become an advocate and work towards spreading information all over the world?
Well, that's when I thought, all right, I can't just ignore these emails and letters and people knocking on our door. So what we decided to do was to put all of these contacts that we had, parents, together in a sort of newsletter thing, and send it out to each other and hope that between us all we can answer each other's questions. And that's how the Autism File was born.
Wow.
But it grew way too quickly. It was in my little shed in the garden. I have no experience at being a publisher or a journalist or anything. It was just a couple of friends coming around and helping, and it just grew enormous very, very, very quickly because, as you know, the numbers.
Yeah. Well, and it's amazing how when you get in a positive place, how much autism can change your life. And it's not always negative change, that suddenly, you didn't have this background before, but it came into your life. And clearly, Polly, you're very good at this.
We just get by. And you know what I think? Do you know what I think helps? I think if you've got a deep passion for something and you write from the heart and you tell the truth, really important, all of those things, I think anyone can do that. You've just got to really, I'm so passionate about autism. I regard everybody's child with autism as my own. I can't help it. I think a lot of autism mothers are like that.
Yeah.
And if it's someone who's in a worse situation, you think that, that could be my son, or someone who's got something that you haven't, you learn from that. We're just a fabulous team, and we are one big family, I'm sure of it.
I think we have to be. We have to hold hands. I know that there's a lot of controversy and sometimes we're divisive in the autism community, but I think we all have to hold hands, because that's the only way we're going to get to be able to help all of our kids, not just some of them.
Absolutely. And you know what? The key is here, and I know it's hard to do sometimes, but we really mustn't judge each other, because that we've got to help each other, because if we do that, we will break through on this. And with the new numbers that have just come out of autism, we need each other more than ever.
I agree. I absolutely agree. So Billy is 16 now, and how is he doing?
He's doing great now. We're going through puberty.
Yeah.
Now, and which is a challenge.
Yes.
We're just learning that it's not okay to go up to every single woman you think is lovely and pretty and just immediately hug them. So that's our latest nightmare at the moment.
Well, I don't know. He's pretty handsome. I don't know that all the beautiful women will mind all that much. We just showed a few minutes ago one of your clips of Give Autism a Chance, and which your son was featured in. And I was commenting, I was like, he is a very handsome young man. I think you're going to have to get a baseball bat and beat the women off of him very soon.
Oh, well, he's definitely into women, so somehow we've got to sort all that out. But I'm taking lots of advice from autism mothers that are a little bit further down the road on that. So, and I know, I don't know if you know Chantel Cecile, she writes the most amazing books on puberty and all that kind of stuff. So picking up those and learning as we go along.
Absolutely fabulous. You know what, Polly, we're going to take a little bit of a break, but when we come back, I'm going to ask you to talk specifically about some of these different, like the Autism File and some of the different networks that you have working, and the opportunity for people to connect with you and get information, because you're a wonderful clearinghouse of information. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, more from Polly Tommey. We're going to tell you exactly how you can see some of the things that she's doing. Stick with us. Welcome back to Autism Live. We're webcasting to you live from the Center for Autism and Related Disorders, and our special guest today is the wonderful and fabulous Polly Tommey. And we were talking with her just a few minutes ago about her story with autism. But Polly, you have taken, and Nancy Allspaw Jackson is on our show every Wednesday, and she likes to say, sometimes your disability can be a wonderful opportunity for growth in other areas. And you certainly are the poster child for that. You took this information that you had, you created this network, you were talking about how you did Autism File out of your shed, but it started to grow and grow and grow, and of course it's a wonderful, wonderful resource right now. You're still the editor-in-chief, but it has grown into this amazing entity that provides such lovely information. Tell our viewers about how they can access the Autism File.
Well, if you're living in America, you can just simply walk into Barnes & Noble and pick it up. And then I think on our website there's a list of lots of stores that you hold that is in over here. But if you go to the website, which is www.autismfile.com, everything is on there. And you're right, the best thing ever I did, when we got to the stage where we were stamping over 1,000 subscribers by hand, and we had to get some help. So this wonderful company called Belvoir Publishing in America, they've taken it and they get autism, and they've brought on wonderful, amazing autism mothers to write, who have the skills, the journalist backgrounds and skills, because people forget autism mothers had pretty good jobs before they world of autism.
Yes, we had lives before. But so tell them some of the different people, for instance, that write for Autism File, and what some of the different subjects are that you guys cover, because it's really pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, well, we cover mainly what people ask us to cover. So we go to a lot of conferences and we speak. We've got a wonderful Facebook page where parents say, look, can you please cover this or that? We've got Rita Schreffler, who is an autism mother and board member of the National Autism Association. She's our editor. Oh no!
It's okay.
What should I do? Should I turn it off? It's not my house.
It's up to you. Whatever you feel that you need to do. If we have to, we can take a break. It's real life. It's what happens. And
I'm in someone else's house, and wait a minute. I'm going to find the phone, and I'm really...
Okay. Do what you need to do, and I'll. In the meantime, want to tell you that Polly has so many different outlets for information, and she is, you can find them on Facebook. If you go to Autism File on Facebook, that's a wonderful place to go and be a part of the conversation. Like them, but join, because you have parents who write in and say something that they have going on, and then a whole bunch of people will respond and give all of their comments. Are you back with us, Polly?
Yeah, no, I'm right here listening to what you're saying. It's absolutely right, and we really do. There are people you can trust that write for it, which is so important. Autism parents and great professionals as well. Julie Matthews writes about diet and nutrition.
Yes.
We have Chantel on the puberty issues. We have absolutely gallons, and we've made it much easier to read. So if you used to be a reader of the Autism File 5 years ago, it got a little bit technical and complicated. We've stripped that right back now, so it's much easier to read.
It's quite beautiful. It's a wonderful thing, but it's not. You didn't stop there. Like that would have been enough, and a lot of people would have said, "I've done my work. I can go home now." But you didn't stop there, and you started to create videos and tell us a little bit about how that and is that how it turned into the Autism Mothers TV?
No, you see, well, what happened was the Autism File was a wonderful resource, but I was getting more and more. The more times that I went and spoke in places, I did a lot on television through the campaigning, the more emails and desperate, breaking families calling me, asking me for help. And I suddenly realized I'm going to have to go out and film these families because people are still not getting how people with autism are living. Yeah. So I found a wonderful young man with Asperger's who was training to be a cameraman, and he would follow me around and we'd film families with autism. Yeah. And from that developed more, we put it on the site, which we called Autism Media Channel. And from that, we started to just film more and more and more. And I think it's much easier to see something, watch something, than even read something. Yeah. So, for example, we did a piece about, my husband's a nutritionist, so we did a piece about how to get supplements inside your child, because you can write about it, but when you physically watch it, it's so much easier. Yeah. So that's how that was all born. And then I was approached by a man who owns 4 Sky channels. Sky's huge in Europe and England. And he said he's got a godson with autism, and he'd seen the work that we've done, and would we be interested in doing a half-hour weekly show on autism? So we jumped at the chance. We don't get paid. You never get paid in autism, do you?
No, I know.
It's a bit, it's filmed in my house, and we've done every single bedroom and every single bath, and we filmed in every room. But it seems to work. It just gives people a lot of, support. And Bella's done a bit about siblings. And we try and cover just general life and try and give people as much advice. And it's really taken off.
Well, and I have to say, and I love that you also include things for relaxation and for moms taking a moment because we don't enough, and how to stay healthy. It's very well balanced and very interesting and informative and quite fun. So how can people find that here in the United States?
Well, anyone can watch this worldwide. It's all free. No one has to pay money for anything. And if you just go to www.autismmediachannel.com, we've YouTubed everything so that it should run really easy for everybody. And you can just watch anything you like, and if you want to make some stuff and send it in to us as well, it's just a place where people can visually watch autism and hope that it gives people support and help.
Well, it's all wonderful. And you've started a new campaign, and we've been running a piece here on our show that you sent to us about Give Autism a Chance. Tell us about how that came about and what it is you're trying to do, because I know you've got an event in Texas this weekend.
We have. This really is about the fact that, my son is about to be an adult. He's just about to turn 16, and there really isn't any provision for him. There's a few very, very good places in England, and I know there are some good places in America as well, but with the numbers we've got, it's not enough. No. So I don't want my son in a care home or institution or, God forbid, prison, because a lot of our adults are going there not because they've done anything wrong, but because they've done something that's not okay to do in society. Right. So this Give Autism a Chance is to show that this whole thing is not about what they can't do, it's about what they can do. And even if they're described as very severe, and I've seen all sorts of autism here with support. Mm-hmm. I've yet to meet one person with any level of autism that cannot do something. They can all do something, but with support. Yes. So that's what Give Autism a Chance is about. And so last year we set up a cafe, and it was staffed entirely by people on the spectrum, and other people sent in products they'd made either with the help of their parents or carers or whatever they were, and we sold those. And the people ran the cafe. It was great fun, slightly manic.
Sounds great.
And now we're doing it in Austin. So this Sunday at the Spider House Cafe in Austin, from 12 till 3, the whole cafe will be staffed by people with autism. It's going to be hilarious. I know it's going to be funny.
How fun. But Polly, it's so positive. It's taking things and saying, well, here's what's possible. And that's so positive. I think that gives so many of us so much hope. So it's a wonderful thing. And you also were asking people to send in clips of their adolescent children, correct?
We did do that, and I think there's a lot of people who don't have flip cams, but they have tried to send in mobile things, and we've got my lovely cameraman in England is now putting them together to make a montage of them. But it's really, really interesting the skills that people have, and I don't mean talents, savants. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about, like, one man loves stacking the dishwasher, and his mother said that's all he'll do all day, stack the dishwasher. Well, fabulous.
Yeah,
our
that's
cafe
useful.
Loves doing that.
Yeah.
Did one boy?
Oops, I'm losing you. Have we lost her? I cannot hear her, but we'll try to get her back. It's just, technology. So she froze, but we're going to refresh. But you know what? Let's take a break, and then we'll, hopefully by the time we come back, we'll have Polly back with us, and we can talk about some of the things that she's done that are controversial to bring attention to autism. She's the one who was on the billboard in her bra saying, boys, let's talk about autism. That's a powerful mom. I'm not willing to take my shirt off. But Polly can, and thank goodness that she has. So we'll talk with her about that in just a few minutes. Stick with us. We have Polly Tommey back on the phone, on Skype. Technology, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but we have her back on there you are, Polly, we've got you back. You were in mid-sentence and it just cut out on us. But you were talking about Give Autism a Chance and this wonderful event that you've got coming up this weekend, that it's absolutely, I think that's a wonderful, wonderful idea, an opportunity, and people can come to the cafe and buy things at the cafe?
They can come and be served sandwiches and all sorts of menu that they've selected. The menu's been designed by someone with autism, and there'll be waiters, and there'll be people showing their crafts and things they've made, pots of plants, everything, doesn't matter. It's just everything is done by people with autism, and it's a really fun, it's so much fun. It really is. It's a little quirky, but everyone loves it.
We love quirky. That's where we live, in quirky land, so quirky is good. But tell us again, what time does it start on Saturday? What's the address that people need to go, and is there a website that they can go to get more information?
Yeah, actually, if you go to www.theautismtrust.org.uk or theautismtrustusa.com, any of those ones, because we've got an English and American website, but all of the information is on there. But it's at the Spider House Cafe in Austin, in Texas.
The Spider House Cafe. Okay. Yeah.
So, and they were so good, because Carmel and I went around everywhere in Austin asking if people would do it. And most people said no, they just weren't going to risk it. This cafe went, yeah, of course we'll do that. Don't know what autism is, tell me. We told them. They said, of course we'll do it. It's a good cause. So I'm really grateful for people like that, just to give it a go.
Absolutely. We're going to say their name again then. The Spider House Cafe in Austin, Texas, from 12 to 3 on Saturday. It's going to be the place to be. Be there or be square. Now, Polly, you mentioned that the Autism Trust, because this is yet another thing that you're doing. So tell us about the Autism Trust.
Okay, the Autism Trust I set up about 6 years ago, and I set it up in England, but we now have the charity established in America as well, because it's something that needs to be worldwide. It's about looking to the future and what will happen, because with the numbers as they are now, they are all going to become adults, and those adults are going to need some level of support for the rest of their lives. I mean, I look at Billy and I say to myself, this child is doing so well, this teenager doing so well, but he is a lifelong learner. He will always need somebody to support him in some way or form, because that's the way his autism is. So this is a charity where what we would like to do, and this is really from a lot of research, and mainly parents that have done this research, is that for the type of autism that Billy has, which is pretty middle of the road, is to build a place where he can work with support, not be stuck into one job. So maybe a bit of horticultural work, maybe a bit of catering. This is Billy I'm talking about, but there are all sorts of other jobs. Little business centres set up for the ones that want to do that. And for the ones that don't, there are many other different jobs. It's really a sort of community. It's not an institution. It's open to the public. And all of the designs are on our website, so you can have a look at it. And there's a lot of other parents doing the same thing now, I've noticed. It's become quite popular. So that's what the Autism Trust is about. It's about helping people find futures and supporting adults, because adults with autism isn't as attractive to people as children with autism.
Yeah, and yet, as you said, the numbers are there, and we have the new numbers, and it's going to be a huge number of people. We know that they're going to become adolescents and eventually adults, and I think it's so great that you have such a vision to be putting in the infrastructure now.
I think we have to, and as I say, you know, unfortunately, some of our adults get put into wrong care, wrong institutions, and it's totally unnecessary.
Yeah.
They deserve a life where they can live with dignity, respect, with purpose, just as everybody else does.
Absolutely, so true. Now, I promised before that when we came back from break, we would talk about some of the controversial things that you have done to draw attention to autism, because you are one of those no holds barred kind of people that we need to have on our team, and I'm so thrilled that you are on the same team that I'm on, the Autism Mother team. But you tell us, we know about the billboards, that you appeared on billboards in your bra, and tell us what they said, the billboards.
Well, there's a very famous campaign that ran called, it was for a bra called Wonder Bra, which I don't know if Americans know about Wonder Bra. Is it? Do you?
Yes, we had the Wonder Bras, yes. Pushed you up, pulled you in, made it all look good. I think we're losing her again. Have we got her? There we go.
Am I still here?
Yeah, I've got you. Yep.
Okay. So what I did was I ripped off their big famous campaign. So originally it would be some gorgeous young in a Wonder Bar saying boys, and that that got banned in England because people were crashing their cars and it was causing mayhem. So we reenacted that, and I'm, you know, a 44-year-old one in a black bra, but I thought, actually, forget it. I don't care what people think of me. I'm going to do it because I know that it will cause people talk, and if we mental autism, and I'm in a bra, and I got a ton of feminists. I mean, my goodness, I got absolutely screamed at by feminists, but they're actually now friends, because they got me on so many radio shows and Women's Hour Radio for all sorts of things that you would never get to go on with autism, because the feminists were so angry with me. But as soon as I got on these shows and talked about why I was doing it, I got emails from them saying, okay, we understand. We don't like it, but we understand. So it was aimed at it was an election year, and we had 3 leaders of our 3 parties. So Hello Boys was aimed at our 3 main leaders, whichever one got in, saying, you need to talk to me. I said, autism is worth over 6 million votes. We need to talk. And they did. They listened, and they actually put it in their manifestos. And I think, you know, the numbers speak for themselves. 6 million votes in England can win an election.
Absolutely. Well, a really powerful thing that you did, that you called attention. And then recently, is it just you, or both you and your daughter together had another campaign because you wanted to be able to talk to the Prime Minister?
Yeah, well, this is the Give Autism a Chance campaign. Is that what we're talking about?
Okay, because I just saw that there were notes that you had written and saying, you know, here's my phone number, please call me, to the Prime Minister.
No, that was last year. That was big. That was me. I managed to get my lovely billboard man. He put up billboards all over the country that said, I can help you cut the divorce rate in England. Just give me a call. I'll let you know. I mentioned autism on there because I thought they're not going to be interested. So I had it all, and then I said, I can help get people back to work. Give me a call. I can help you, and I can help do. I was various 4 or 5 different ones went up there, and he met me. He met me and he said, okay, how can I not meet you? And
I love that.
They didn't give us very much money, but you see, the thing is, it's so important for other parents to know that because they get so awful, some parents, they just don't get any support. So every time they see me on TV doing crazy things, I think it makes them feel they need to know they're not alone. There's so many people like them, like us all out there.
Yeah. No, I think you're incredible, Polly. I'm a big fan. I think, you know, it takes a certain amount of, you know, chutzpah, I guess is the word that they would use. But like I said, I'm so glad you're on my team. I think that that's a wonderful thing, and you do things with passion and with flair that are absolutely wonderful. What's next for you? What are you going to be doing next?
Well, we are at the moment. I probably shouldn't be talking about it, but I'm going to.
Okay.
So, kind of girl I am, but yeah, we are in talks at the moment with a major network on doing a sort of a makeover for autism show. So basically, we go into people's homes and we try and change their lives so that it shows people how you can get through and how you can get help to your family. So I really hope this comes off, because it will help so many people if they can see how things, can help, whether it's diet or education or simply just managing finance. I mean, so many of us parents are just struggle with all of these things on top of the autism, sibling support. So that is our next project, and it's pretty much, it's there nearly, so it's quite exciting, very exciting.
Well, I hope it goes through. It's something I would watch. It's something that we all need. We always do a question of the day on the show, and today our question was, if you had $1 million to spend, how would you spend it? And Polly, you should read the responses that we got from our families saying, if you'd asked any other community, they would have come up with, oh, I'd buy a new car, I'd do this. And you have people saying, I want to start a trust fund for my child, or I need to get, some sensory-friendly room for my child, or, I want to be able to buy a house and not have a house payment so that my kids have a place to be and be safe. It's really amazing, or just to be able to pay for medical bills. So to have a makeover show where you go in and help a family remake their life now with autism, I think it's brilliant.
Well, we've filmed 5 families already, so we've done 5. And in 3 months, and we're not talking about curing autism. Let's get that absolutely clear here. We are talking about just putting families on the right track.
Well, if there's anybody who can do that, it's you.
Well, I'm not an expert in autism. We got in the experts. In this country, America has got so many amazing autism organizations and experts. I mean, it's here. It's all here. It's not rocket science either. People just need to be shown. And I think we need a little bit more government support, especially here, actually, at the moment. We've got it a little bit in England. Long way to go, but I think we need a little bit more here. Is that rude to say?
Absolutely. Well, maybe you can get the attention of the powers that be. I don't know. Are you willing to take your shirt off again, or is there some note that you could be sending to our leaders? We're about to have an election, and I would like for them to be having these kinds of conversations about autism. So maybe we need to have a meeting of the minds and see what outrageous thing you can get up to, Polly.
Okay, well, we're already looking at how many millions of votes autism is worth in this country, and your leaders, they really need to look at that, because that definitely swing it for them. But as I said before, I think it's really important that the amazing autism organisations in America and around the world are all doing a fabulous job and all deserve support. It's a big team, and I don't know one organisation that's not doing something to help autism.
I agree. Well, Polly, thank you so much for taking the time. I know that you've got kids to get back to, but I'm glad that you guys are having a wonderful visit here in the United States. And anytime that you're in LA, come by and come in the studio so we can be face to face.
That would be fabulous. Definitely. We'll definitely do that.
We'd love to have you anytime. And we'll be in touch and talking to you about all these different networks. And let's run down them really quickly once again. If somebody wants to know about Autism Media Channel, where are they going? AutismMediaChannel.com. Okay. And for the Autism Mothers TV?
They again go to the AutismMediaChannel.com.
It'll be on that as well.
On there.
Okay. Yeah. And then for the Autism Trust?
Is go to autism it's really important to put the in front, the autismtrust.org.uk or the autismtrustusa.com.
Okay.
.org. And then the autismfile.com. So that's years and years and years of articles there for people to look through and read.
Absolutely. And you guys are also on Facebook. Any place in particular that you want them to go to on Facebook?
Well, there's the Autism Media Channel Facebook and Autism File Facebook, but you know where the people will get the most help? Go to Autism Mothers.
Yes.
We've got over 30,000 autism mothers on there. You've got a problem, type it in there. There's going to be a mother that's going to give you an answer.
Absolutely. It's a really good resource. I'm on there. I participate on there. So absolutely wonderful. And again, you've got this event from 12 to 3 at the Spider Cafe?
Spider House
Cafe.
So there's information about that that's on the Autism Trust site, so you can go on there and have a look at that. But and you know what? The Mayor of Austin has proclaimed that Sunday, the 22nd of April, is Give Autism a Chance Day in Austin. How cool is that?
That's so awesome. That is so awesome. Good for you,
we're getting there.
You're getting there. Well, wonderful. And anything we can do to help you, just let us know. But thank you again, and have a wonderful event on Saturday. I hope you raise a lot of money.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.